What is going on, everybody? Hanging out here at the hotel. I've got my kids in the background, and I want to talk to you about why Christians are supposed to be the smartest people on earth. I think that mental health is a really big issue right now in the world. And mental health is it's a huge topic, it's a huge industry. People make tons of money on it. And it is, I think it's not just a threat to humanity, but it is a threat to Christianity. It is a threat to how we live. It is a threat to our effectiveness, to what we can do, to our ability to communicate. I mean, we are a people who are supposed to be communicating a message. So if we're going to communicate a message, we need to be able to use our brain. You know what I'm saying? We need to be able to think. And if we can't think, if we can't communicate to people, then how are we supposed to get our message across? This is one of the absolute biggest issues in the church. I think it is one of the most uh, underrated and just like there's just no focus on mental health. And when we talk about mental health, we talk about it from like disorders and this and that, and getting healed from disorders and victimhood and all this stuff. But I think mental health. See, when I think of mental health, I don't see it from like, how do I get out of victimhood of whatever I was a victim of. And I'm not saying that there aren't real victims. I'm agreeing. Like there's PTSD. There's all kinds of things. It's not just to get us back to par so that we can be with everyone else. Do you see what I'm saying? Like we are called to be communicators. And can we communicate? Paul in the book of Acts, he went and communicated, and we would say he preached a sermon. He preached, Paul preached a sermon here. He wasn't preaching a sermon. He wasn't on a pulpit. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't in a green room before he went out to speak. Dude, he was just a dude who went out into the courtyard and started speaking philosophically to people. And in Acts, like he would go out and speak. There was this one, I think it's in Acts 13 or 12, or I think it's 12 or 13. And he was speaking to a group of philosophers. Okay. How many Christians today, how many pastors today, how many leaders today could actually go have that conversation where not only are you talking about faith, but you're actually talking about philosophies, okay? And so it says there that he was able to actually win over a small group of these philosophers and have them in a single day accept Jesus. This is absolutely incredible, guys. And what's funny is we read this and we spiritualize it into, and we see it as like, oh, that's our pastor's job on Sunday to get up and preach that kind of a sermon and speak to the intellectuals. No, guys, he was just a dude who was saved, and yeah, he was a leader, but he just walked out there and started speaking. It actually says that people were astounded by how smart he was. This is like a religious guy that could actually hold a conversation with philosophers. The word wisdom is one of the strongest words in the Bible. The word wisdom is all over the Old Testament, New Testament. It is I think it's in every single chapter of the Bible. And if you do a word search, I mean, it's remarkable how many times the word wisdom is used, guys. And wisdom refers to the people of God knowing how to use their brain. And so I think there's this parallel between mental health, smarts, and influence. And that is totally missed in today. It is a complete miss in the way that we go about church. Do we have programs or teachings or focus at all on mental health, and not just for mental health's sake, but for the sake of Christians being smart and influential? Guys, I'm going to tell you, I want to challenge you on this. Many people who are not Christians think that some Christians are the dumbest people they know. And if you're out there and you're watching this and you're like, people might think that about me, this isn't an indictment on you. This isn't a separation of difference between you and us. And I'm not saying I'm the best communicator either. if it weren't for editing, things like that, you know what I'm saying? Like all those things help us, right? But do you see what I'm saying? The fact that I know to use technology to take effort and time and make my faith become works, right? Faith without works is dead. So like the fact that my faith goes into action and does something and makes a difference, and I spend time doing this content. I mean, guys, it's almost midnight. I got 4 kids in bed right now. I have 3 beds in this hotel that we're at, and yet here I am putting faith into action, talking from the top of my head with no notes on you know what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to say, look at me. I'm just saying I'm trying every day to push myself mentally. When I was younger, when I was 20 years old, and I got married at 24, I didn't value smarts because I didn't come from that system. I dropped out of 4 colleges. I played college football, but I dropped out of 4 colleges, made my first 6 figures when I was 20. I just went into business and went out and crushed it. But I didn't take intelligence, communication, or any of those kind of things important. To be honest, it was my ex that first started telling me, like, dude, you need to clean up the way you talk. You know what I'm saying? And she helped me understand like the value of words, and which really changed my life, to be honest with you. So guys, I just feel like we are so behind on this. Like let me tell you this way. You will always be ruled by people who think better than you. You will always be ruled by people who think better than you, who think clearer than you, who can make a point, who have better ideas. These people will run the world, guys. If you want to run your business, if you want to run a territory, if you want to run a city, if you want to run, if you want to run your neighborhood, if you want to be on the school board, if you want influence of any kind, which that is our call, guys. We are called to influence. We are called to influence. We are called to be influencers, guys. And if you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying we all have to do it the same way. I'm not saying everybody needs a YouTube channel, but you know what? How many of you out there need a podcast, need a YouTube channel, need to start putting your stuff out? And what if I put this out there? What if I said, hey, for everybody in the church bubble who wants to, get like our $1,000 online course on how to become a YouTube influencer, I'll let you have it as long as you're subscribed to the channel. I'll let you have it for free because I don't care about the money, guys. We sell enough, we do enough on that side. But okay, so email us at info@jamesmana.org. This is not a sales pitch. I'm not going to upsell you. My team's not going to upsell you. There will be no sales involved. But if you're subscribed to the channel, and let's just say, let's say you need a comment on this video, okay? So I need you in some way active, okay? And the reason I put a qualifier out there is not because I need something from you, but I need to know if you're serious, right? Like if nobody does anything with free. Okay, when's the last time you got something for free that you downloaded or whatever and actually read it? You know what I'm saying? Like people like free, but they don't actually do something with free. I'm trying to communicate the truth that pastor after pastor after pastor gets up on a Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning. They go, we are changing the culture. We are doing this. We're this church is expanding. We're influencing the city. We're in because we put a building there. We're influencing the city, dude. Because you put a building there means nothing. All that means is you're going to make money there, but statistically, you're not going to actually change the way people think. Their families are. We don't value using our brain. We just don't. We think you have to be an intellectual or you have to be a college grad or whatever. Or we always just think like, well, I'm just not that smart. I'm just not that smart of a person. Like how, you know what I mean? Like my brain just doesn't work on those guys' level. Well, dude, your brain is the most blessed thing on the face of the earth. There is nothing more intelligent than your brain. There is no piece of matter in the entire universe more intelligent than your brain. The human brain is the most intelligent piece of matter that's ever been discovered. So, guys, your brain, there's this thing called neuroplasticity. And see, the fact that you don't know this, some of you don't, some of you do, but some of you don't, is all the more proving my point that your brain, this is neuroplasticity, it's taught in many, many universities. It's a huge theory that's just come out in the last, really big in the last 20 years, really, really big in the last 20 years. that your brain can rewire and become developed in areas that you never were smart in. Guys, I wasn't smart. I wasn't. I mean, I was at core. I was an intellectual, but I wasn't schooled or educated or trained. And so, here I am through my 20s and really my 30s, pushing myself, to become more mentally, guys. And I'm telling you guys, people with the ideas, they rule the world. They shift religion. They create wars based on ideas, guys. If you can't think about something, uh, I'm just telling you, you basically have added no. You have no ability to add value. If you can't honestly critically think about something, you fail to be able to add value to a conversation, to this kind of a talk, to your neighborhood, to your family, to your friends, to your coworkers, to your business, to whatever it is. I feel like we have to move forward from a mental standpoint. We have to take it to the next level from a mental standpoint. I think we can't just sit on the sideline and hope and pray that people are just going to believe us and that we're going to use these simple ways, the Romans road to salvation, all these simplified things, which are good. I get it. But guys, don't you know what the Bible says about simple people? It says that they're unstable in all the ways. It says that the simple-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I think that's either Proverbs or Ecclesiastes. Like we to some degree, mega churches and churches in general, we are building more Christians to be satisfied with being simple-minded men. I had a pastor tell me one time that he kind of he read a book. There's a book out on this, and he read this book and he kind of agreed with the book that the author and him were like, you know what? I kind of wish that Bibles weren't as prevalent and as out there, because the fact that they are out there means everyone has an opinion, everyone has an interpretation, and now it's 10 times harder for a pastor to go out there and communicate. But I said, dude, that is the wrong point of view. That is the simple-minded man. That is essentially a sarcastic way to say it. That is the moron way to think. You know, like we should not think like that. The more ideas, the free marketplace of ideas, the more thoughts, the more challenging it is, the better everything gets. Science is nothing without people being able to say, oh, you know what, we should try that. Well, what if that worked? Well, what if there was a better way? Well, what if that wasn't the truth? So, anyway, guys, 500 subs already. I can't believe that, guys. 500 subs. We don't have 60 days into this. 500 subs, guys. So, in 2 more months we'll be at over 1,000. It'll be crazy, I think, if you guys continue to just be awesome the way you are. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you are subscribed. What's crazy when you look at the ratio of people who are watching versus subs, it's significantly higher on this channel. And so anyway, guys, this movement has been awesome. And the only reason we do this, studies show that 9 out of 10 Christians are not living an effective, influential life out there in the world, and we don't want you to be one of those people. That's the bottom line. So I'll be here every day, guys. Talk to you soon. See you tomorrow. Listen to me in the car, while you're brushing your teeth, whatever. Just let it play, and get this stuff in your head, guys, because this is the kind of stuff I think that is really, really needed out there in the world. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for the feedback. Check out the last couple videos we did that really went crazy and viral. It was insane. So the last one. So Tom McDonald, we did 2 of those. We did Elon Musk one. So it's crazy. You guys got to check those out. So anyway, appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you